Virgo, how you doing? It is Elsie here to do your reading. Now, a couple things you need to know is I'm sorry that you guys aren't seeing my face this time, but I promise it will be next month. I'm just heading out for the weekend, so you know what? I've been cleaning all day, and it's just not going to be makeup and and hair today, but you will see my hand, so I will do your reading. And Virgo, first we're going to take a card from the Fairy Tarot. That's going to be the overall energy for your reading. Then we're going to use the Moonchild Tarot, which is a really beautiful deck. We're going to use that for the reading. It's a 9-card draw. And then we're going to clarify with the Gilded Tarot. So give me just 1 second here. I hope that the sound is better. Some of you were saying I was getting a little fuzzy because the camera was now further away since I was, you know, playing with the camera, going up and down during the reading, so you can see my face and you can see my hands. So I hope that the sound is good for you. All right, so we are going to start here. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We're doing the sign of Virgo for the first half of June. And yes, I am late. And you know what? It is what it is. Things get busy, and I do, and I come here and see you guys when I can to give you the general readings. Just know that the readings are timeless. I do date them just for purposes of organization, so they're easy for you to find in terms of dates and your signs. So these are timeless readings, and so it doesn't mean that just because the 15th is coming up that things are going to, you know, expire. You know, these are timeless readings. These things could happen today. They could happen a year from now. So you guys know that time is fluid and not linear, right? Okay, so this is a general reading. If you don't know what that means, please look down below in the description. This is going to be for the overall Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We're going to pick one card for Virgo. Virgo, just one card for the overall energy for the reading, please. Thinking. One card, overall energy for the reading, please. So, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to pick that one because it fell alone. And get these out of the way. All right, so we have the 9 of Summer. You can see that. Hopefully, somebody had said also that I was kind of moving the cards around too much, so I'm going to try and correct that as well. Sorry, guys. Okay, so 9 of Summer says, wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. So Doreen Virtue, when she puts out her decks, she usually makes them sort of akin to the tarot, but she names them differently. So the 9 of Summer is actually the 9 of Cups, and we know that cups are blue. So it's the 9 of Cups, and it says wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, and a magical time of life. So that is really not a bad place to start. Really not at all. All right, so we're starting out with your wishes being fulfilled. So this is the Moonchild Tarot. And I have to tell you, the depictions I am in love with. I'm especially in love with this deck because it was a gift, and I love when I'm gifted tarot decks. This came from my bestie, and she is a Capricorn, so that one is coming up soon. That reading for Cap is coming up soon. Okay, so if I could have Archangel Michael, Archangel Shemuel, please. I do need some understanding and guidance in this reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And if I could also have my angels and guides, please, gods and goddesses, and the holders of the pure white light, if you can please bless me, that I will be safe, and that you will keep me safe while I open up a channel with Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for the beautiful gift you've given me to share with my Leo friends all over the world. I thank you so much for giving me this ability to share, and thank you for being in my life every day. All right, so we're going to do a 9-card draw, you guys. We're going to read those cards, and then we're going to clarify them. And so, Virgo. Oh, did I say Leo friends? I meant Virgo friends. I'm so sorry. So yes, if we could have a prayer for these cards for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This is the reading for Virgo. And it's for the first half of June, which is, you know, time is fluid, not linear. So this could be this is a timeless reading, which means you can actually go back and see readings from the past. So if you don't know your moon, and if the sun sign doesn't my brains are scattered, you guys. If the sun sign reading does not resonate with you, please go out and look at your moon and rising. Come back and look at your moon and rising sign readings, because sometimes my rising sign will give me more information than my sun sign will. So, all right, let's cut these bibbies. And just going to ask for 9 cards, please. Oh, there's one. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the sign of Virgo. 8 cards, please. 8 more cards. 8 more cards, please. The other thing is, I've got a microphone now, well, I've always had it really. It's just that it was picking up too much noise, but I've figured out the settings, so I'm using the bigger microphone. I hope you can hear me well. And I am, it is very sensitive. It's a pretty big mic. It's very sensitive. So if you do hear things around me, like cars and things like that, it's actually being picked up through the windows. And it's pretty sensitive. There's the third one. Wow, we've got the first 3 cards out here, Virgo, and the first 3 cards are actually major arcana. So it looks like you've got some work to do. We need 6 more cards, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the sign of Virgo. There we go. All right. There we go. Great, great, great. Good. Okay, so what are we looking at for energy under the deck? We are looking at the Knight of Swords. So somebody wants to talk to you, Virgo. Somebody is going to surprise you with some information, something that you weren't aware of before, and it might come by way of letter. That person may just show up at your door. This is really, for me, a card of surprise. So it's something you weren't expecting. The Knight of Swords is someone who is, not extremely articulate, just someone who needs to get the job done, sort of runs in, kicks the door open, hey, I'm here, and sort of blurts out the information. So to me, this is kind of what do you call it? It is a surprise. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So as we read these, if you have not seen the 9-card draw yet, this is past, present, future. They can always be read also as past, present, future. I read them both ways, but the first thing I like to do is look at the heart of the matter, which is the center of your reading. And center of your reading, I see, is the 8 of Cups. So overall, I feel like you have been planning to walk away from something that no longer serves you. So it's either mentally or physically that you're walking away. You've decided that the 8 of Cups just isn't worth it. That, the emotion that was being held in those cups, that, there's slowly some of them being poured out, that you've decided that you're going off to find your 2 of Cups. You're going off to find the 2 of Cups, which is your love. So it's been a good run, whatever relationship that you're in, but you've decided that you're done with that, and it's time for you to move forward. So I believe that at the heart of the matter, things are going to be changing for you, Virgo, because you know what? That's what happens. If we don't change, we don't progress. And it's time for you to progress through your life. Now, when we do have major arcana cards, I'm just going to, how do you say, lecture you for a moment. When we do have major arcana cards, these are things that you can't change, unfortunately. These are cards that the universe has dropped in your way. This is tasks, essentially, that the universe has dropped in your way to keep you on your divine path. So in order to keep you on your divine path, there are things that are going to happen in your life that, one, you didn't know you were doing anyway, because the universe has kind of pushed you that way, or 2, it is just divinely orchestrated that way. And in order for you to fulfill your divine calling on this earth, the major arcana cards have come out to kind of help you steer in the direction you should go. So that being said, we have 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 9 cards are major arcana. So that tells me that there's going to be a lot of change coming up in your life, Virgo. And I know as a sign that doesn't like to move, I mean, you guys are a muted sign for sure. I mean, you're not as fixed as, say, Taurus, but, you know, you guys are not, you don't really like change all that much. You really like to be grounded. You like to make sure that things are sort of in line, accounted for, that you have, you know, gone over the books and everything adds up. So there's going to be some changes and things are about to get a little bit hairy. Now, I see in your past that you have ended a cycle. So the universe card in this tarot deck is the card of the world. So this means that you have completed a cycle, that you have learned a karmic lesson. So congratulations. And now you can move forward. You can move forward looking at things that are now going to change your life. Change your life, have you step up. It's time for you to put something to an end so you can start something new. When they say complete a cycle, it's like completing a chapter. Only thing is like when you're writing a book and you complete a chapter, it's not like adding another chapter to that book. It's like throwing the book away and then starting a brand new book. So this is what this is. This is the closure, and starting a brand new book, you are opening that being in hermit mode, which tells me that maybe there was some ghosting involved, that you probably weren't talking to some people. People might have been worried about you. You just have come through a really hard time, and it's been tough to close that cycle. It's been tough to complete that cycle. And so although you've come out with a lot of knowledge on the other side, things you will and won't do again, the hermit is where you went first. You took everything that you learned and you went in by yourself. You can see there's no one else there. You went in by yourself, towards spirit, and you spent time by yourself, whether that be walking in a hotel, whatever it is, but by yourself and not really telling anybody about your plans, really thinking on it, not really telling anybody what's coming up next, because you realize that you don't necessarily always have to tell people what's coming up. You know, you don't have to announce the plans that are coming up. Then we have the death card, and you know, the death card is the end of something and the beginning of something new. No, nobody's dying, but your old self, the way you thought, the way you proceeded through life, the way you treated people, the way you communicated, and the way you lived your life, who you lived your life with, and the kind of people you hung out with, this could be the death to all of that. And that you are, because you're closing a chapter, that of course you have gone through this transformation. If you hadn't gone through a transformation, you wouldn't be closing a cycle, because the universe card, or the world card, is the last card of the major arcana. That means that you've completed all the lessons from card 0, the Fool, all the way through, and now it's time for you to have your reward, which is transformation. You've transformed the way you think, you've transformed the way you live, who you're with, how you talk, how you treat people, and it's time for you to move forward. Wow, and that is just the first 3 cards. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so in the current energy here, we have the 2 of Swords. So it shows me here that you are about to make a decision. And as I said, the center, or the heart of the matter here, is that you are deciding to walk away from something that no longer serves you. So you've decided that rather than hang out with the 8 of Cups, some of them that are full and some of them aren't, that you're just gonna, you know, go along your way. You're gonna follow spirit, and you're just going to go out and take a look. You're gonna head out so you can find your 2 of Cups, your love. 2 of Cups is love in the tarot. And so, yeah, you're about to make that decision. The 2 of Swords is about being stuck, not really wanting to make a decision, not really wanting to see what's coming up. But it is going to be time to make a decision right away to decide what you're going to do in terms of what you're going to walk away from, whether it's physical or mental. 4 of Pentacles is here, and after you've walked away, you're going to be a little bit defensive. Who isn't? If you've walked away from a relationship, relationship, then you're going to be defensive. You're not going to want to have that thing happen again. But just remember that the overall energy for this reading is the Nine of Cups. You know, your wishes are going to be fulfilled. So this is going to be a temporary state of you kind of hiding behind your feelings, not being very vulnerable. I have a feeling that it was a relationship that broke here, a relationship, a marriage, a union, whatever you want to call it, partnership. And that you have become, closed off, not necessarily sharing your feelings, not being vulnerable. Not much sharing is going on here, and that is in the current energy. And it makes sense. It makes sense that you would be a little bit closed off after walking away and closing a chapter. So then, in the Six of Pentacles is what we have for the current, the future energy. Six of Pentacles is about things being even, right? It's about things, the Six of Pentacles, is about things being even. It's about reciprocity. So I think this is what you're off to look for in the future. Once you do some healing from this Four of Pentacles here, you are off into the future to look for some reciprocity. You're looking for a relationship that you can put 100% into and get 100% back. And that's what your wish is right now. So I do have the Star here, which again is Major Arcana, and the Star is about healing for sure, because you've been through a tough time here. Gosh, there's so much change going around here, Virgo. So much change. You've closed a chapter, you're opening a new one, into transformation. Then you're walking away from things that no longer serve you, and you're trying to mentally hold things together by not yet making a decision on something, on this walking away. So you remain defensive in that energy until you do walk away, but there is some healing that needs to come in the future for sure. So we have the Star here, which is your hopes, wishes, and dreams, and part of that is healing. So this is a Major Arcana card, something you can't change. You will have to go through the Star card, and then we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, just 5 cards. Okay, so then we have the Empress. Now the Empress is the card of Taurus. The Empress is someone who is very connected to spirit. She is also the mother of the deck, so she's very mothering, she's very gentle and kind. She is someone who is creative, and people around her grow. She loves to help people around her grow. She also has all the information that all of the queens have, the 4 queens in the tarot. So she is someone who is going to help you through. If you know somebody who is a Taurus, or perhaps this is your energy, Virgo, it could very well be, but if you know someone who is a Taurus, that person is probably the one who is going to help you through this time here, through this future part, and getting your footing back again. Let's see here. Yeah, you thought about it really hard. You were not sure if you were going to close this chapter, but you thought about it really hard, and yeah, I think you're going to close this chapter here. The Two of Swords shows you as, it's connection, communication, shows you as, maybe not making a decision right away, but I think your final decision is that you can no longer live without the reciprocity, and that's what you're mostly after in the future, is having someone who is going to put you first on your list and you put them first on the list, or relatively they're in close to the top anyway, depending on if you're married and your religious beliefs, depending on if you have children and your religious beliefs, not if you're married. Okay, so then we have the Hermit here, and the Hermit, I think this is the key here, is you went into Hermit mode to find out, what are you going to do? What are you going to walk away from? Who are you going to walk away from? And is this really what you want? Is this going to bring healing? Is it going to bring healing? Is it going to bring, happiness? And it's scary. It's scary to walk away from something that you're familiar with for a very long time. Then we have the Death card, which puts you into the Four of Pentacles. Come on, who's not going to be a little bit defensive after the transformation? Now, when you go through transformation, things happen. You become vulnerable. You start to speak your mind. People start to wonder what's going on with you, because all of a sudden you are this completely real person who is authentic and who isn't afraid to speak up, who will be kind about it. But, you know, when you're in this Four of Pentacles energy, it's really hard to do that. So you're not, you know, this is the miser of the deck. And so we've got, you know, not sharing of energy, not sharing of money, not sharing of vulnerability. After you come out of transformation, after things are put to rest and things are done, you are feeling a little bit like you're scared to open up. But I think that's why the Empress is here. I think this is why you have a Taurus in your life. If it's not a Taurus, this could be your energy or the energy of someone that's close to you. And the Empress is the person who is going to now help you grow or show you the path. The Empress is very intuitive. She is very close to spirit. And so she might be someone who's a light worker, a reader, a psychic. She could be someone who you know, someone you go to for advice. All right, let me see if I've missed anything here. I feel like you've been thinking on this for a very long time about whether to walk away or not. As I look at this Two of Swords, yeah, she's got her hands up as though she's saying, you know what, I'm done. I give up. I can't do this anymore. It's not who I am. It's not you bring out the worst in me. It's not who I am. Communication and connection we're having is not good. And yeah, I feel like you've been thinking on this for quite some time, because it was either you guys went back and repaired it and moved forward as though things were new, or you just cut it off at the knees. And I have a feeling that some cutting has gone on. All right. So we have here the Gilded Tarot, and I'm going to use those for clarification for you here. Just remember, though, you know, this is a heavy reading, Virgo, but it is a heavy reading. But look at this. It ends up with you being incredibly happy and going to your happiness. So when one thing ends, another thing starts. You know, when death comes, something else is reborn, and it's really not... there's no need to be scared of it, but get through it the best that you can, and you know, find your tribe, find your people that can help you get through it, Virgo. Okay, so we're going to ask, why is the Universe card here, please? You please clarify the Universe card. What is the Universe card, please? What is the Universe card, please? One here. Universe card is the Five of Wands. Yeah, you were going to close this chapter at any cost. You had had enough. There's no way that there was anything left in this connection, and you had to cut it off. The Five of Wands shows me that you guys were arguing and fighting. There was discourse. Not discourse, discontent. I always use discourse. There was discontent, arguments within yourself. You had argued with yourself for a very long time in the Two of Swords and the Five of Wands. You'd argued with yourself for a very long time, passionately, about what action you were going to take. And finally, you decided that you were going to take the way out. You're going to close the chapter. So the Moon card is here. It's the card of Pisces and Cancer, and you might be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer that you were breaking it off with, but this is, you know, it's fear is what it is. It's underlying fear, not being able to see what's coming in the future, and being wary of it, being nervous about how things are going to go, because now you're on a path alone. Whereas I feel as though this was a very long running relationship, and now you're on your own, and it's kind of terrifying to be on your own after being with somebody for so long, and you've learned them, and you know how they breathe and how they talk and who they are. All right. Do we have clarification for the Hermit, please? Why is the Hermit here? Hermit, please. Clarify the Hermit. Clarify the Hermit, please. Too many. Clarify the Hermit, please. Oh, I got one boxed. I'm gonna find it. Darn. It's here somewhere. I know it is. Maybe it flipped back. There we go. Oh, it's the Magician. Look at that. So, yeah, you manifested this. You manifested going into hermit mode. You manifested the end of this relationship. And it's time for you to carry forward and to continue to manifest. Yeah, you manifested this... you also manifested this ending here, this ending of who you are and what you were like, and the way you acted, the energy that you brought to a room, the way that you were in the world. You ended that. Judgment card is here. You made the complete judgment that you had to go into hermit mode, and you have decided that you're going to resurrect something from the past, or just let you guys know there are so many planets that are either in retrograde, coming out of retrograde, or going to be in retrograde for months. There is a listing in my Facebook page, 10 of Cups Tarot. If you want to go look there, I did post all of the retrogrades, what the dates are, what planets are, and what that means. So you can kind of see how that's been affecting your life. And believe me, it does. So if you're not one who believes in astrologically how things connect with us and how they give us upheaval, just look at this reading. I think Virgo would tend to disagree that that the planets do not touch us in any way. Nonetheless, we have things coming from the past. So, you know, the Judgment card is here as a resurrection, right? It's a call to action for you to clean your karma, because look, you have to clean up your karma because you're headed right into a new life. You're headed into a new you. You're headed into level up, and there's no way that you can do that without cleaning your karma. So unfortunately, things are going to be coming back from the past. People will come back from the past. Things that you thought were laid to rest are going to be coming back from the past, and you're going to have to deal with that all and get it off the table. Second time now, we have the 9 of Cups, which says, man, this is going to be the best thing ever for you. Going into hermit mode, manifesting what you want, cleaning up your karma, and then you're going to have your happiness. And 3 of Pentacles, then you're going to begin to build again. Either you're going to build a business, or you're going to build with somebody, a relationship, possibly a business relationship. That is the kinds of things you are thinking about in hermit mode. Death card, please. Can you clarify the Death card? Clarify the Death card, please. Death card is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. Of course it is. Wow. So things are about to get wacky here, Virgo. Things are about to get wacky. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. And when it says Wheel of Fortune, it's not very specific, because fortune is very general. Fortunate in love, fortunate in money, fortunate in jobs, fortunate in relationships, if that's what you choose. But once you level up, once you learn your lesson and you decide you're going to transform your life, things are going to start moving in your favor. So you can see up here, this is the planet of Jupiter. I believe Jupiter itself is about to go into retrograde, or is there already. And Jupiter and Mars, I believe. And they're both actually going into retrograde, along with Pluto, Mercury, and Saturn. That's a lot of them. And I think there might be one more as well. I'm not sure. Anyways, so yeah, the planet of Jupiter is the planet of gifts. So it's giving you all these beautiful gifts because you've worked so hard here. This was what was blocking you. If you've been anxious, if you've been sad, if you've been depressed, if you've been frustrated, this was energetically blocking you. So hermit mode, ending a chapter, you had to move a chapter, you had to close a chapter before you can continue to move. And then once you did make your move, boom, there you go. Bam, you got your love, you got your happiness. So what else do we have here for the Death card, please? What else can you tell me about death? The Death card is about the Queen of Swords. It may have come to an end and leveled you up because you've decided now that you're speaking your mind. And that's a lovely, lovely thing. We have the 8 of Wands, which is in the reverse, which tells me that things are moving slower, which is good because you've really been through a lot of heavy energy here. So the 8 of Wands in the reverse tells me that, you know, there are no passionate messages coming in. So, you know, you haven't left your union to find somebody else, essentially. You're just done and you want to be alone. So you haven't found anybody that you're going to, but there's some good news coming. Good news about passion. So I have a feeling that someone has maybe been sort of watching you and finding out what is going on in your life. Maybe you have a BFF at work, a work wife, a work husband, someone that you've been confiding in, but there is some good news coming in terms of a relationship. The 10 of Wands is in the reverse. I don't know why you're not dropping your burdens. Sometimes people, and I'm not saying this is anyone in particular, but you know, sometimes when people get really ill, that they've been ill for so long that all they do is identify with their illness. So it's like, hey, good morning, how are you? Well, you know, I have, you know, put in your illness here. So, you know, people go on and on about their illnesses. And so that tends to be the only thing that they talk about. So when I see this card in the reverse, it tells me that you haven't yet gotten over or healed from the things that that plagued you in the first part of this reading here in the past. And that you will put them down when you're ready, these burdens, you will put them down. But for now, I think you're holding grudges. That's what that tells me. Two of Swords, please. You can clarify. Woo, we got cards everywhere. Okay, we'll take those because they're all in a bunch. We'll put these back here. We'll take these. So we have the Two of Swords, which is you up in your head, not really making a decision, but then you take control. Queen of Wands energy. So whether you're male or female, we are not reading gender, we are reading energy. So whether you're male or female, this could be your energy. The Queen of Wands is either Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Person who takes charge, person who is in charge, person who takes what they want, someone who is very forward, very confident, and knows exactly what they want. So yeah, you've now made, I believe you're making the decision here to walk away. Ace of Pentacles, you just want a brand new start. You don't necessarily need to be with anyone in it. You just want to have a new start, be on your own, plant a new pentacle, see what, you know, when you give it light and love, what happens to it. What are you going to grow? This also tells me that this could be, you know, your heart is open to love. Your heart is open to planting a pentacle with someone else. You could be wanting to give this pentacle to someone else, or someone might have their eye on you wanting to do this for you. Queen of Pentacles, there is your energy, male or female. Queen of Pentacles is someone who is lovely and capable and creative, someone who is charitable, is looking to give her pentacle to someone. She is just like that that peacock that's beside her. She's colorful and beautiful, and everybody notices her. She is the multitasking queen. So she's got energy galore, and she is also financially stable. In this energy, you are a little bit defensive. Maybe, you know, the thing is that sometimes when we stay quiet for so very long and we feel as though we can't speak out, that it kind of all comes out at once, right? We become the Queen of Swords, we start speaking our truth, and it can hurt people, it can end up cutting people out. But the Seven of Wands is about, you know, feeling a little bit defensive. It is also about protecting whatever is behind this door, which is your heart. Could be your heart, yourself, your children, you know, whatever it is that you love the most. The Seven of Wands tells me that you are taking the higher ground, because everyone else down here are the naysayers, right? They're the ones that are saying, oh no, you can't do it. You can't do it without your partner. So these are actions that people have trying to take against you, but you're not having it, I don't think, because you are someone, yeah, you're being a little defensive. You know, people might just view you as defensive because now you're speaking up. Now you're taking control. Now you're doing the things that you want to do, Virgo. And people around you who knew you to be the yes ma'am or the yes sir might be like, wow, what is going on with Virgo? Like, have you seen how crazy and out of control Virgo is? No, you're not crazy and out of control. You're actually in control. You're finally speaking your mind, cutting out what no longer serves you. You're walking away and saying, I'm done with the bullshit. I'm done with the bullshit. It's time for me to live my life. And that's what a Virgo should do. Two of Wands tells me you're at the crossroad, waiting to make a decision about where to go next. Where is the Eight of Cups, please? Or what is the Eight of Cups? Eight of Cups, please, if you could clarify. Thank you. The King of Swords. So we have the King of Swords here, and that being said, we had a Queen of Swords up here. So we have a King and a Queen of Swords. Was it here? No, it was here. There she is. So yeah, I have a feeling that you could be leaving this connection that you felt was your soulmate, but you can see these two. They're, you know, he's looking at her and she's out. So she's got her sword up, he's got his sword down, but she's like, I'm out. I'm done with this stuff. But you could be either going toward a soulmate, this soulmate looking at you, or you could be just out of a relationship because you just are not interested in in this emotionless union that you were in. So you spoke up, you cut out what you didn't need, and then you're on your merry way. Are there any other cards for 8 of Cups, please? 8 of Cups, clarity on 8 of Cups, please. Oops. Clarity on 8 of Cups. Clarity on 8 of Cups. No? Come on, just one more. Oh, there we go. Oh, we got a couple. Okay. So, yeah, so the 8 of Cups sees you as walking away, cutting out what no longer serves you. I don't think you wanted it to end that way. No one ever wants it to end that way. No one ever wants it to end up in divorce. We don't get married to end up in divorce. We don't get into a relationship for it to break up. But you know what? I don't think you wanted to do that, but when you finally came to a painful decision that things were no longer moving forward and you had to go. You are taking control. This is the energy of the Emperor. And the Emperor is Aries. The Emperor is the king of the empire. So he has the knowledge of all the kings. And if you look here, we have another soulmate connection. We have the mother and the father of the deck. We have the Empress and the Emperor. So you could be you could be the Emperor. You could be male if you're the Emperor. You could be an Aries, and you could have Aries in your chart prominently. You could be moving forward as the Emperor, taking control of your life, taking control of things you felt were out of control, and you're out of there. You're out to look for love, because there is, as I said, we've got 2 matches for soulmates now. So that's confirmed twice that there is, in fact, soulmate love waiting for you somewhere. So, you know, we all have more than one soulmate. It's not like you get just one in your life, right? It's not like that. We can have friends that are soulmates. We can have lovers that are soulmates. And sometimes those soulmate relationships don't work, and that's the truth. Sometimes you get into a relationship with a soulmate that's not willing to grow. And sometimes you just need to take off because you're not willing to grow. So the 4 of Pentacles is here, and the clarity on the 4 of Pentacles is the 10 of Cups. So although you're closed off right now and not offering anyone anything, this is your hope and dream. Your hope and dream is to have this 10 of Pentacles energy come forward. And I think that eventually, of course, you're going to let up on that 4 of Pentacles energy and start letting people in. I don't think that time is right now, but I think you're going to do that. Yeah, you want a new start in passion, and that's what your happiness is. So the 10 of Cups, of course, 10 of Cups Tarot, 10 of Cups is your apex, right? It's happy life, happy wife, happy husband, happy girlfriend, happy partner, happy whatever it is, happy dog, right? It's everything. It's all the happiness that you want. And I feel as though someone had been watching all of this go down online. So either you had been emailing someone and telling them what was going on, or messaging them, or maybe you and your spouse are at a distance and you're arguing about it. But I feel like this all kind of went down online, and the person who is your soulmate was seeing it go down, and or found messages or notes, and decided that it was time to let it go, that you just weren't happy. All right, 6 of Pentacles, reciprocity, right? It is clarified by the 6 of Swords, which tells me that in order to get reciprocity, you had to move away. Just taking all the knowledge that you had, that's it. Very few possessions. You may have just left everything behind and said, I'm out, and I will start over again, and we'll talk to a lawyer when it's time to do that. But I see you as, yeah, going off to somewhere either mentally where there's a calmer state. So you want to be far calmer in your ability to think things out, or you literally got up and moved away. You're moving away to your 10 of Pentacles. You want reciprocity, and you want ultimate happiness, and you want the ability to be able to have your abundance of finances. So the 10 of Pentacles, of course, is earth energy, because that's what we do, right? Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, we are business minded, we are pentacle minded, and so you moved away because it could be that this person was sending you into money issues. They could have been spending all your money, or once you moved away, that you're moving away to your 10 of Pentacles because this is what your hopes and dreams are. However, it really all depends on what happens in the end, right? When it comes to divorce, especially, and you have the assets that are that are split. So this is ultimately what you're after, and that's why you left, because you're done with having to split the assets. You're done with having to give over your money to whoever you were living with, and it's just you wanted to take it and go. The Hermit shows up here. This is your card. The Hermit shows up here in the reverse. So it tells me that you have, done your thinking. You know what you want to do. It's time to move away. You're very confident in the decisions that you've made, but it's taken a while because the Chariot is in the reverse. And this is, although the card of Cancer, it is a card, this card when it's in the reverse is about things sort of stopping dead in their tracks. So this whole process of you moving away from this relationship has taken forever. It may have taken 1 or 2 or 3 years. You may have been, on a 5-year plan, deciding 5 years ago that you were going to leave this relationship, and that's what you did. The 7 of Cups tells me that you no longer are confused about what you want and what you need. And although things have been moving slow, it's probably a good thing because, nobody wants to get too emotional, but it's giving you some clarity that you didn't have before. Being able to move forward in clarity rather than confusion, and making a snap decision and saying, that's it, I'm out of here, and not really knowing what to do next is really not the healthiest thing for your mind. Okay, and we have the Star. Please tell me if you can give us clarity on the Star, please. Star. There we go. We've got one there. Star is being clarified by the King of Wands. We did pull the Queen of Wands earlier. Third connection. With this, a third time that we have seen a soulmate connection. And the King of Wands, of course, is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So it's fire energy. So your wishes and hopes is that you can be healed by the King of Wands, or the King of Wands energy. That you can get passionate again about someone, and that you will heal with your person. They could be a fire sign. Is there anything else for the Star, please? Anything else for the Star? Nope. Let's go to the Empress, please. Is there anything for the Empress? Clarify the Empress, please. There we go. Clarifying the Empress, first of all, with the 3 of Cups. So the Taurus that that may be helping you out of this situation is, it looks like you may have either 1, been in a third-party connection, or 2, you're just going to celebrate because this Taurus is going to take you out and say, hey, you know what? You've been through a lot. Let's go out and do some celebrating. You're now single and we can do that. You are looking forward to meeting someone and getting your life back in order. So this is the 4 of Wands, and yes, it is indicative of, it's a minor arcana marriage card. However, 1111 is something that you might be seeing on the clock, on signs. You might be seeing multiples of numbers, 2s, 3s, 4s, 10, 10, 12, 12, that kind of thing, 11, 11. And that's what we see here. It's stability. Stability, and that your angels and guides are with you and helping you along. The Page of Cups here says, nope, you're not going to be giving your cup to anybody, and nobody's coming into you at this time. So you just want to be single for a while. You're going to have a lot of juggling to do because either you're a parent with children and now you have to be a single parent. You've got a lot of things to juggle right now. So now is probably not the best time to start a relationship because the Tower energy is here. So we have the Tower energy, and that tells me that, after you get together with your friends, that it is going to be, or the reason you left was a third party, but nonetheless, when the Tower comes, it doesn't matter why the Tower falls necessarily. Who's going to help you clean the rubble up? That's what you need to worry about. So this is information showing you that things are going to get a little tough yet, but the 4 of Pentacles is here and telling you it's okay. Hold those pentacles to your heart. Make sure that you are safe, and then you're going to make a decision to move forward with the 2 of Swords. Maybe a little bit stuck, not really wanting to see what's coming, but you know what? The overall energy here, if I should say it again, is the 9 of Cups, and it does say wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, and a magical time of life. So take it as it resonates, and it will... for those of you who it does resonate with, just know that something really great is coming. After you've been through so much, something really great is coming. I'm just going to pick one card, looks like 2 cards, for you here from the Surrender deck. Okay, so it says here, surrender to stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. So it's the scenario of throwing the stick into the pond, right? And just watching it go down the stream. You're not going to run after it and pull it out. You're just going to let it be as it is. That's what it says here. So you want to kind of yield to your rigid stance about something. Maybe it's time to change your mind. Maybe it's time to change your mind about something. Surrender to wonder and awe, which I think falls in really nicely with the Nine of Cups. It says here, open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. So again, we're talking about water. Stick in the stream. Don't run after it. Let it be as it is. Wonder and awe. I want you to try something, Virgo. I want you, when you go outside next time, I want you to look at the tree, but I don't want you to, in your mind, say, hey, that's a tree. I want you to not label it. And I'm guarantee you will see the wonder and the awe before you will see anything else when you do not label something. When you see a flower, if it comes to your mind, what a beautiful flower, nope, it does not have a label. What is it? It's purple. It smells great. The green is beautiful. And you will start to appreciate things for what they are in depth rather than looking on the surface. One more time, open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. So, going with the flow. Wow, I think that was a long one. Wow. Okay, that's all I have for you today, Virgo. I hope that you have a super wonderful weekend, and I'm going to have one as well. I will be back with your reading for the last half of June. Just remember that I am open for readings, elsie@10ofcupstarot.ca, and that I am also open to having you on my nail team. These little decals are just my favorite thing. I put them on all the nails that I do, and they're just really sweet and cute, and you can get them super cheap on my website. My Gel Moment website is the link is down below if you'll just follow that. That is all I have for you today. I hope that you are well. Take care. Bye.